Hey there everyone, this is LifeBreak. Welcome back to my playthrough of Etrian Odyssey 3. Today we're going to begin exploration of the third stratum, which would be great. All we have to do is stay here, buy an Odyssey thread, and we should be on our way. Do the necessary shopping. And before we start today, there was a little bit of confusion about the origin of the name Phoebe from one of my viewers. Now I kind of explained it to him, maybe not really, I don't know if he got the message or not. But basically the name comes from this, which is, it's a fancy thing called Greek mythology, and it even comes with a pronunciation guide right here. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds like that's F, and then the I is E, I concede, so it's Phi, and then the B is in the same way, so B is in by, I is in E, so it's Phi, B, Greek, that, and that also means Phoebe. And she was one of the original Titans, one of a set of sons and daughters of the Uranus and Gaia. Right? I also derived this name from here, which is from Pokemon. She was a ghost type Elite 4 from Gen 3. And that's where her name comes from, so hopefully there's no more confusion about that. And if anyone asks, I can just point them over here and they'll be like, oh yeah, that totally makes sense now. And that will be that. Okay, that's enough rambling on. We need to go do the shopping and the stuff. Okay, apparently I already did the shopping and the stuff. I forgot to buy an Odyssey thread. This is gonna get some getting used to. We also want to store away the coupon in the storage, so it's not gonna bug us every time, and so that we don't accidentally use it. I could probably just find a practical use for it right now. We also don't really need the formaldehyde on us right now either. Alright, let's get this train wreck started. The third stratum, I think the beginning of the third stratum is slightly easier than the start door for the first stratum, but we'll just see about that, shall we? There's no geomagnetic pole, so we're going to need to be careful about that. But other than that, we should be fine. Welcome to the third stratum, Molten Caves. One of the cooler stratums in my opinion. Has one of the cool songs, and there's a new battle theme for this stratum, all of which we will hear in a little bit. So this takes place in a nice fire cavern, like, really, on your DS this will be like one of the prettiest things ever. Let me see if I can just shortly replicate that for you. It will look something like this, except the numbers and letters will be legible. It looks really good. Okay, and with that, we now learn that I am a bad mapper, and unlike the first two stratums, the shortcuts are not marked, so the first one should be like right here. Okay, so this is where things kind of get a little bit difficult exploration-wise, and here's our first fight for the stratum, Dragon Egg and Nizushi set. I don't remember conditional drops right now. It escapes my head. I'll be right back. Okay, they both have a conditional. For Nizushi is kill with Volt, and the Dragon Egg is kill with anything that is not a physical attack. That be poison, or magic, or poison, or plague, or magic. It's one of those. I don't remember what they're weak to or anything, so we can just get this started. I'm gonna set up the attack order just cause. Pincushion doesn't need to be used right now. We're gonna focus a little bit more on the Nizushi as Zera sets up an electric charge to deal with the egg. And we can call something, but we don't really need to, and we don't have this Miss Beast yet, so it's not a really good idea. So, there we go. Get us off to a good start. I don't think we have shock oil. No, we don't, so, oh, we have a full char. Nah, I'm not gonna take that risk. We're just gonna kill the Nizushi now and not worry about it. I'm gonna fling ice at the Dragon Egg. I don't know if it's weak to fire or what. We'll just have to find out. Not weak to anything, and it just took the hit like a champ, so I feel like it's done that. Alright, we're gonna have the physical people slam the egg down, hopefully before it hatches. And everybody else go everywhere else. And it hatched. Brilliant. Okay, now this is where things could get really, really scary. But it's also the time when the Dragon Pup gets a weakness to ice, so we should be able to clear him out more efficiently. Also, arms are bound, so that's great. I should probably have called the... Oh. That's the other thing about the dragon, is after he gets out of the egg, he's kind of mean. But that was to be expected, because he's a dragon. Baby dragon, still a dragon. Well, with that, we have cleared our first fight in the floor. Got a lousy amount of experience, and lousy items, but oh well. We didn't get any of the Dragon Puff's items, which is terrible. We didn't kill the eggshell in time to get any items from there, so that's also terrible. So we're off to a great start. Let's just start off by going this way. Now, there's a introduction to pain tiles here. Also more proof that I'm a bad mapper. Pain tiles are a very specific thing in Etrian Odyssey 3. No matter where you are, pain tiles will do 10 damage. As I mentioned, it doesn't matter where you are, pain tiles will always do 10 damage. And the catch for that is that there's a few methods to reduce the damage you take. There's Guard Souls, which will reduce it by half, so you're taking like 5 each time. There's Fire Walk on your monk. Pardon me, it's going to be... Fire Walk should be somewhere down here. It's called Trap Floors, I call them Pain Tiles. And the final way you can deal with it is Monarch March. If you have Monarch March level 10, you will completely offset any damage trap tiles would cause. So, with all of that in mind, having a Monarch March maxed right now is like the best thing ever. And because you're going to use it anyway, it just makes this also more convenient. If you don't have any of those things, this might be a little bit of a thing. I know in EOU, in the second stratum, I really liked What's-Her-Face's ability to reduce pain tile damage, and I used it almost religiously because there was no other way to do it. In this game, like Monarch March makes it so easy, you don't have to worry about it. I'm gonna go ahead and step in here and get this shortcut out of the way. We're also kind of close to running into a fight again. So there's 2 shortcuts here, one here, one here. Double rattle. Okay, double rattle is much better in my opinion. We'll go ahead and set up this attack order. Maybe Minyoken in this next turn. And I could Hellfire Ethic Charge, but I think I should save that for a rainy day. We're just going to set up an Ethic Charge and attack. The enemy's rather hurt because we don't have optimized, like super optimized equipment. And we also don't have active healing at the moment, so that means people are going to drop, is what that means. And that will be normal. Go ahead, Mimyoken, and get this set over and done with since we already have all this guy's stuff. That'll be it for him. Now, we barely covered any of the 3rd floor, but hopefully you kind of understand how it works. Pain tiles, shortcuts are no longer visible. Place is red and yellow, and the song's kind of cool, and the new battle music's also really cool. So I'm going to use Monarch March here for a second. I'm going to see you guys in a second. Alright, I'm also going to go ahead and say that because we're using a rather under-leveled team, because we just changed from the most over-leveled team in the world to a team where half the members are over-leveled as all get out, and the other 2 members are over-leveled as all get out. So we're going to balance out as below average. So right now we're kind of in the pits, and things are going to really kill us hard. So we're going to have to really strategize during these main fights and make sure we know what we're doing. And take advantage of any weakness we find. Right now we don't know if the egg has an actual weakness. And the Rattle-Nozushi's conditional is bolts, but he's not hurt by it. So there's that. There's actually a very predictable way of getting through here. If you just look for the paths without the damage tiles, you will usually find the actual shortest way through. I'm just taking whichever course I want because I can. So for example, I would recommend you go up this way the moment you saw it, because you would see more non-trap tiles that way and you may as well take less damage. Shot point here is good. There's nothing else really here though. I'm gonna have to drop the farm team by over here later. And as you can see, this just confirms what I just said. This is nothing but a solid walk straight here. So for example, if you see damage tiles this way and that way doesn't, it probably means it's because even though this path is longer, you're not going to run into any of the damage tiles. It's also very hard to see around corners in this stratum, so this is what makes mapping this stratum a little bit hard. There's even more things that make mapping this stratum hard, as we get to later. Double dragon egg set. Okay, this time let's hopefully not get them to explode in our face. Go ahead and launch the pincushion and the darkness fist. Even though they can't really do damage, maybe just slam the darkness fist because we can. Have to charge that, and we may as well call the elephant. I don't think so. We'll hold on. Egg on left is getting slammed. And we're gonna go ahead and kill it and get an eggshell piece hopefully out of that. I'm gonna try launching fire at the other one and see where it gets us. Eggshell pieces. Sometimes you don't get the conditional. This is probably the first conditional that isn't like nearly guaranteed to drop. If at least a little close. Okay, we see a door down here. So the map's gonna look something like this. And we'll just go ahead and confirm that. Yep, and there's a camp spot here. I don't think I bought tents. If I did, then good, but we don't really need this right now. It's a camp spot there. Be sure to get this shortcut here, because this is also going to connect to another shortcut here. A lot of the shortcuts on this floor are actually really close together, so that's nice, but eventually it won't be that easy. There's also one here. They put shortcuts everywhere on this floor because they knew you would, the moment you found out that the shortcuts were hidden, you were going to check every wall, so they wanted you to have at least a decent amount of findings on your first visit. Otherwise, it wouldn't seem fair, and you wouldn't look at the walls at all, and you just get fed up with it. But no. The moment you discover that shortcuts exist, you're going to actively look for them, and they wanted to make sure you got a lot of good results early on so that you would continue to do it as a good habit. Good game design. Anyways, it goes off of that way. Does that. Looks like this is just another loop. As I said before, the non-pain tiles are usually longer, but is longer, I guess. I think there's actually no reason to go this way. It's just pain tiles and nothing else. Oh, and fights, but, that doesn't always happen. Set up the attack. Go ahead and have them do that. We can't pincushion every fight. It's just not viable. We can darkness fist every fight. That's viable. Set up the other charge. No need to call anything. Let's see how this works. Press the Mizushi. That's good. Focus a few more attacks at the dragon egg. I'm gonna kill it with fire this time as well. Every fight's a little bit of an intensity, but eventually I will start cutting them out. Especially since we're starting to run into a few over and over again. As you can see, nothing really to note here. The encounter rate's also rather high. I would not go that way. Okay, I'm gonna cut this one out, because the strategy is now known. Okay, so far I've learned that Darkness Fist is actually a really good skill for me right now. It's cheap and it works, and I can use it whenever I want, so that is turning out really good so far. We'll get more on that as we go on. I think we're gonna run into Kajra here? No, Olympia. Okay, well, I think we already figured it out, but we'll just go on with that. Okay. I think we got this handled, though. And the Hall of Conviction lies on the 10th floor. The Hall of Conviction's a fun thing, and I don't think we're anywhere near prepared, but we will be, because I'm going to probably do some off-screen stuff, and I'm going to space it out so that it's not all one heap of work at the same time. So if levels change and skills change, you'll know why. This leads off that way. It leads to that shortcut over there. This leads off this way, leads straight to the FOE puzzle. We're not going to do that today. I know this is a rather short, like, very small portion of the map for how long the episode is. It might not even be a long episode, who knows? But I think this will conclude it for now. Oh god, flame links. So, if you remember the links from the first round, imagine that, but like, actually 10 times more threatening. And you have the flame links. If you kill him in the first or third turn, then he's pretty much gonna give you his conditional, but that didn't happen. So we're gonna fling ice at his face, and I'm gonna fling a darkness fist, so that he hopefully hurts himself enough for that to be a dead lynx. If not, well, we're also gonna call insect the egg, just in case. No, nearly died, that's great. Insects poisoned as it should. Darkness fist kill the lynx. Egg gets severely damaged by poison. We mass defend. Fling the ice. And it's gonna die from poison. Gave us the round eggshell because it died from poison, and that's what I meant by non-piercing damage. It doesn't necessarily have to be magic, it can also be poison. It can also be curse damage, but that's, like, when is the egg ever going to hit you, you know? Yeah, I think that's going to be it for today. We're just going to backtrack over here and save the game. And so hey there everyone, this has been Life. As always, I thank you for watching. I know this one was a short one, but tomorrow, let's just say that this is going to be a lot more filled out than you see now. This is kind of more of an introduction to the stratum, and just kind of see where we're sitting at. I'll see you guys then, bye.